So we're continuing our conversation about place value. That's our TEK. We're in Texas, so that's what I will be talking about. So with this part of our place value, we are going to talk about expanded notation. So I'm going to say place value and expanded notation. The reason for that place value foundation was so that students will know how to do the next step. It's really building. Math is really about building the foundation, and so you learn one skill in order to take that skill and add to it to expand their knowledge. Okay, so there is a video talking about place value, so we're going to use the knowledge that we have previously in order to just really build on our knowledge about numerals and digits and value and expanded notation, place value. So let's get started. So let's talk about this number. Students will come to 5th grade with place value knowledge. If not, then this is a really good place to start. So we want to understand that each of these digits has value in that number. This is 693. The value of this 9 is 90. The value of this 6 is hundreds. We have talked about before our place value chart. So hundreds, tens, and ones. All right, I'm going to put my 3, my 9, my 6, so 6 hundreds, 9 tens, 3 ones. Students should be entering the grade level with the knowledge that expanded, so kind of like broken apart. So this is 600 plus 9 tens, which is 90, plus 3 ones. Okay, this is expanded form. Students should come with that expanded form knowledge. Okay, let's take it a little bit farther into expanded notation. So expanded notation is taking the number and multiplying it by the place value. What that looks like is 6 times the place value, 100, plus 9 times the place value, which is 10, plus the digit 3 times the place value, which is 1. Okay, that is expanded notation. I've seen expanded notation in science. So again, these are just building blocks. Let's go to some larger numbers, and we're also going to include decimals. Okay, we can use our same 693. Let's put a decimal in there. Decimal point. Let's do 47. Okay, so if we're placing this in our place value chart, I like to start with my decimal and then my ones, my tens, my hundreds, and then on the other side of that decimal point, we don't have the ones, but we do have tenth, and we have hundredth with a TH. Okay, so when you see this represented, it can be this way. You also might see your place value chart like this. 1/10 and 1/100th. Okay, either of those, that's perfectly okay. All right, so let's now place our number. I'm going to start with my 7, 4, decimal point, 3, 9, and then 6. To say this number, remember to show students that it's 693. Oh, Miss McQueen said that wrong. 693. And because your decimal point says and. 693 and 47 hundredths. Put that place value at the end of that 7. 693 and 47 hundredths. I know that sometimes we'll have people say 693. Well, there's no decimal here, right? Or people will say, students especially will say 693.47. Well, that doesn't give a value to these numbers, and their value is important. It's like their last name, okay? All right, so if we're going to put this number into expanded form, it would look like this. So what we would do, 600 plus 90, same as we did earlier, plus 3, plus, what's the value of this? 4 tenths, plus 7/100. Okay, that's expanded form. Let's do expanded notation. It's just going to be the digit times the place value. Okay, so 6, don't forget that parentheses, we're going to keep that group together, that period together. So 6 times 100 plus 9 times 10 plus 3 times 1 plus 4 times 1/10. I'm going to use this part first, so I'll show you two different ways. So plus 4 times 0.1. Then 7 times 0.01. Okay? They may also see this part change a little bit, so the front will be the same. So the 6 times 100 will be the same. There's another way to write it. The 9 times 10 will be the same. The 3 times 1 will be the same. Here's where it changes a little bit. 1/10. Oops, forgot our plus up there. Plus the 7 times 100th. Both of those I've been writing and you didn't even get a chance to see it. So these two are equivalent, just depends on both, and they're both expanded notation. Both of these are expanded notation. Just depends on what the question is asking you or what you're using it for. Okay, so expanded form is just the digit, the value of the digit. So 600ths, 90 plus 3 plus 4/10 plus 7/100. Expanded notation is, and you'll see this I think a lot in science, right? Especially when you, as you progress in science, you'll see that for when they're building formulas. And so here, 6 times 100, 9 times 10, 3 times 1, and note this is just the place value. 6 times 100, that's the place value. 9 times 10, that's the place value. 3 times 1, that's the place value. Okay? All right, so that is how to look at expanded form and expanded notation as part of place value. It's important for students to know how to do expanded form and expanded notation, and that place value is really the foundation. Remember, you get lots of scratch paper in math. Use it.